Hi everyone, it's Anne at Martin House Flowers. Thanks for coming back to my channel, or if you're new to the channel, thanks for joining me. In today's video, I thought I would show you how my husband finished up the gravel pathway for the raised beds. Thank you for watching the earlier video. It actually received the most views out of all my videos, so I thought I'd show some of the details of how he finished it off. It was a very long process. My husband works full-time, so it took him several evenings, several weekends to be able to finish everything. And in his words, what took the longest time was leveling the edging with the stone and leveling the arbors that I've shown you in today's video. But I think you'll agree that it looks really amazing at the end. In fact, he said that he's still coming back and doing a third layer of pea gravel, but I thought I'd just show it with the 2 layers, and we're going to give it a few days to let it settle and rain, and we'll come back with he will come back with another 25 bags of pea gravel apparently. But enjoy the process. I hope you will enjoy this. And I did fast forward a few of the screens, and in between, while he was working on this yesterday on the hot Saturday, I planted up a Monrovia Foxtail asparagus fern. So hope you stay to watch that, and all the way in the end where I show you the amazing results of his gravel pathway. Thanks again for joining. I do feel really bad that my husband had to work on this arbor at the front here with my 2 roses already planted. Unfortunately, one day when I wanted to impatiently plant these roses, I had thought honestly that the arbor was already level, so because the stone was in, and I think he still felt that he needed to level everything, but I obviously thought that it was level. So yes, unfortunately they were in his way. He managed to use his set square to hold back the arbor rose, honeymoon rose on the right, and he used a bungee cord to hold the bamboo trellis of the clematis and held it against that tree, that fruit tree on the left. So anyway, he managed. And there's Eddie, somehow finding something to dig underneath that stone, and he saw that he was guilty, so he just stopped for a moment and fooled us by laying down. But later on in the afternoon, he continuously tried to get back at that area and was digging away. You'll see here that leveling the arbor took some time. My husband has incredible patience, and at one point he said, "Oh, it's only 3/8 of an inch off. I'm not moving it." Well, of course, the engineer mind of his decided that no, he had to get it exactly level. So if you have the patience to watch this as he levels the arbor by 3/8 of an inch, it took some time. I did fast forward it, but it just shows how tedious it can be to level an arbor. And then he laughingly said, "Of course it'll settle again over the winter and I'll have to do this all over again." So but I appreciated the time he took to level the arbor because it looked really nice at the end. If you're wondering what those cloches in the background on the left there are doing there, those are trying to protect our sunflower seeds from the birds or rabbits, whatever's been happening over there. But that is probably our third or fourth attempt at planting sunflower seeds, and I am seeing a few little seedlings pop up, but I'm letting everyone know in the family that if sunflower seeds are not successful in that area, I'm planting more hydrangeas in the fall, which of course everyone thinks, really, more hydrangeas? I don't know. So we'll see what happens. I think I mentioned earlier that we had planted some blackberries and raspberry shrubs. There were 4 that were planted in the spring. Thought that was a perfect spot. But they were defoliated and died from the rabbits eating them. Yay! The arbor is finished. It's level. So while Greg was working on the arbor, leveling it, I decided to plant the asparagus fern that I picked up from one of my favorite nurseries in Carpentersville. I think I did a video early in the spring there. It's Platte Hill Nursery in Carpentersville, which is about 45 minutes away. And I have been admiring this foxtail fern, some people call it. It's a foxtail fern slash asparagus fern from Monrovia, and I'd been admiring it on some of the videos of other gardeners I follow that are in California. Dig, Plant, Water, Repeat. Janie, I believe she's planted some of these, but I just love it, and I wanted something that I could put in the greenhouse. Of course, it's not a hardy fern for our zone. It's hardy in zones 9 to 11, so it's a great container plant apparently. And in the fall, winter, I will keep it in the greenhouse. It was actually in the greenhouse at Platte Hill Nursery, where it was over 100 degrees. It felt like in there. So I think it'll be a great indoor plant for the greenhouse in the fall and winter, as I mentioned. So it was something to do on a hot day. I found a piece of shade here in between filming Greg working on the arbor and the pathway, and keeping an eye on Eddie, of course. After planting the foxtail fern, I researched what type of fertilizer I should use, and since the packaging or the label didn't indicate anything, I found out online that feeding a foxtail fern once a month during the growing season, spring through summer, is sufficient, and they recommend using a liquid fertilizer at half strength to prevent the yellowing leaves and other signs of decay. So I also read that Espoma's holly tone every 3 months to intensify the foliage color and support new growth is a good idea. So I will have to pick up some more holly tone, and that's pretty easy to remember since I use holly tone on all my hydrangeas. Just a quick update on the veggie garden. The garden mix lettuce that I had direct sown are almost ready to harvest. We've been harvesting cilantro, a couple of the different grape tomato varieties. So the tomatoes look humongous, or Jurassic size, as my husband likes to say. So there it is, the beautiful entry into the raised beds. I absolutely love it. Here my husband is spreading the second layer of the gravel bags, and he will be coming back apparently with a third layer. I think another 25 bags, he said. And I wondered why the color was a little dark, but apparently the bags sitting there get wet and hold some moisture, so it comes out more of a dark tan, and then it dries up more in the grayish tone. You'll see that in the end. But I think it's good that we're going to let it settle in there, the second layer, for a few days, and once we come in with the third layer of gravel, another 25 bags, it'll be a perfect level to these stone edges. And look at those cucumbers ready to harvest. So last night we planted my last 2 climbing roses at the far end here at the edge of the backyard where I have a park bench. And I did cover those roses with cloches because in that bed of snapdragons there has been a rabbit sleeping in there. And I know the rabbits have eaten a couple of my roses. So while they're still leafing out, I decided to cover them with a cloche, and hopefully they'll have a chance to leaf out nicely and I'll get some growth. So there it is, the garden pathway, 95% complete. I am so grateful and happy about it. Thank you so much, Greg. I'm sure you'll agree that it's absolutely beautiful. Thanks for watching, and I hope you'll consider subscribing to Martin House Flowers.